2024 BC Active Transportation Summit included multiple workshops that focused on accessibility for people with disabilities. One topic of discussion at the summit was BC's outdated legislation, which prohibits the use of wheelchairs and mobility scooters on bike and roll routes. This includes protected bike and roll lanes. Where high-quality bike and roll routes exist, more and more people are using them to travel on wheelchairs and mobility scooters, despite the provincial government asserting that this is illegal. The provincial government's legislation has not yet been challenged at the Provincial Human Rights Tribunal. Wheelchairs and mobility scooters are permitted on bike and roll routes in Quebec, U.S. states including Washington and Oregon, and most countries in Europe.
So I live in the West Seattle area in Washington, and I often use the bike lanes in order to get around due to our sidewalks not being the most accessible always, and it allows more comfort because the bike lanes tend to be smoother and it's easier to get around in the downtown areas. When there's lanes made for wheels, it should include mobility devices, often because the sidewalks, as we see, there needs repair, or there's pop-up events and things that are blocking the path. In Seattle, the bike lanes can be a little narrow. That tends to be the only issue, but as far as mobility and getting around and passage and sharing it with bike users, I haven't found any issues with that at all. I feel like if all kinds of mobility devices can be used in bike lanes, and the bike lanes are built to be safe, it really makes it a safer option for all pedestrians in the community.
Hi, well, my name is Brett Petzer. I'm a researcher and urban planner. I work for Mobicon in the Netherlands. We design bike lanes, basically. I've been brought here by the Dutch consulate, and as part of the Dutch Cycling Embassy, and we do a lot around the world to visit conferences, but also work directly with cities and to transfer and adapt Dutch cycling knowledge. To my knowledge, it has always, or for at least my whole lifetime, been legal for wheelchair users or users of mobility scooters to use the cycling network. And that has had two effects. The first thing is it's made the coalition for good cycling infrastructure far more powerful, because it's not just cycling infrastructure, it's a family of light vehicles. And that's the second effect, is that in the Netherlands there is so much more than the standard bicycle on the cycling system. There is, because of this big family that we have, politically and in terms of vehicles, there are mobility scooters, there are wheelchairs with a kind of clip-on third wheel that turns it into a hand cycle. There are hand cycles, there are tricycles, there are trishaws. There is a diversity that I don't necessarily see elsewhere yet. And that diversity means that you have to design the cycling infrastructure to a level higher than what a fit, able-bodied cyclist needs. And I look forward in the future to working with everybody who sees this to push that agenda. Yeah, these things are political, but you can fight and win.